Hello everyone, Ryan here. So it's been a while since I've done any kind of tag video. Also a while since I've created any kind of original tag. And since it's pretty much the Halloween season, I wanted to create an original tag that has something to do with Halloween. But instead of like having a whole bunch of like questions and whatnot, I just wanted to make it very simple and just talk about why I love Halloween. Pretty much, I was thinking about this the other day, and the fact that by the time I reached adulthood, that's kind of when like I stopped caring about Halloween altogether, or even other holidays too. Of course, now that I'm in my 30s, I've been in my 30s for a while, but for whatever reason it is, I don't know, I guess maybe because over the past 5 years or so, I've reconnected with old friends and family members I hadn't seen in a while, and it's just, especially this year, it's made me feel like a lot closer to, I guess you could say, my childhood. All the things I experienced in my childhood, and also ended up reminding me of all of the things that I experienced during my childhood, and of course that included all the awesome stuff I used to do on Halloween, and even the weeks leading up to Halloween. So pretty much all this tag is, just talk about why you love Halloween. Doesn't matter what it is. If you want to do it in a list form or some other way, it's completely open. Ultimately, I'm interested in hearing what each person has to say about, why they love Halloween or like Halloween or so on and so forth. So yeah, anyways, just, I remember, of course, like when I was a kid, like most other kids, I went trick-or-treating and all that, wore costumes and went to parties. And in fact, my parents, they used to, like every year, of course, unfortunately, until they got divorced, but every year they would throw like a really big Halloween party and invite all of our relatives. They would invite all of their coworkers, and then I would invite my friends. My sister would invite her friends, and it was just a good time, And my dad had his own like DJ setup. Like for a while, he kind of moonlighted as a DJ. He just like he spun those records. But, every now and then he would like do like I don't want to say perform, because all he did was play records, or but pretty much he would rent himself out to weddings and birthday parties, and but mainly, of course, every year when my parents had the big Halloween party, my dad would bust out with his DJ equipment, and he had these huge speakers that were, I want to say like at least, overall the PA system was like at least 1,000 watts or something, over 1,000 watts. And there were these huge, big, clunky speakers, and like, I believe he purchased all the equipment during the 70s. And you'd play like, you would pretty much just play music pretty loudly, but mostly like, disco music, some rock music, and Halloween themed music, and everyone had a good time just dancing and talking and drinking, and of course the adults drank beer, and most of us kids, we just had like fruit punch or something, and and also too, sometimes like on the rare occasion, sometimes the Halloween party would fall on the actual day of Halloween, so that became kind of an even more memorable experience for me, because I would go out trick-or-treating with my friends, and by the time we'd be tired from walking around, we'd just go back home, and then we'd have some pizza, drink some punch, and then look over all of the candy that we acquired, and of course we wouldn't eat all of it, but there was a couple times I tried to eat my weight in candy, and of course I ended up regretting it, usually within 24 hours, and oh yeah, and another thing too, I was remembering the whole trick-or-treating thing. Like, I remember I was really into it. I mean, like I said, I would go out with my friends trick-or-treating, and sometimes my cousins, but mostly my friends, because most of my friends lived just within a few blocks from me, so we would just meet at some point or some corner, and then just go to see how many houses we can go to, and sometimes we ended up going to the same house like 2 times, 3 times, or 5 times, and yeah, I just remember just having fun, having an awesome time, and joking around with my friends, and we would try to creep each other out, scare each other by jumping out from behind a bush or something. And or one time, one of my friends, he just he left, so he went, turned the corner, and me and a couple of my other friends, we had just finished getting some candy from one house, and we thought he was behind us the whole time, but he wasn't there. And so we kind of were looking around, and of course we had no idea he had turned the corner, and we actually waited for him. I want to say 5 or 10 minutes or something. And my other friends who were there with me, they were freaking out, and I remember one of them, he looked like he was about to cry, because he was like, I don't know what we should do. I hope we don't get blamed for him going missing, or and then of course eventually, after 5-10 minutes, and we just decided to keep walking, and we turned the corner, because by that time then we figured, well, maybe he went this way, and of course he was waiting there behind the corner the whole time, and as soon as we turned, he jumped right out in front of us, and he scared us so much, because obviously we weren't expecting it, and we all dropped our bags full of candy, and we were annoyed, but we still appreciated the scare. And of course, I never we never pulled any pranks. We never toilet papered anyone's house or threw eggs at anyone's house. I did have some friends. I think some other friends of mine, they did do that stuff, but they got caught right away, and they weren't able to keep it from their parents. Because this was during the early 90s. I want to say 93 or 94. Around that time period, and then of course, and then I just remember, as soon as, I want to say, probably as soon as I turned 13 or 14, that's when I lost all interest in all things Halloween, and so did my other friends too. I guess, it's understandable. It's people, once you become a teenager, you become interested in a lot of other things, plenty of other things, and so like when it comes to anything to do with Halloween or any holiday, like it just really doesn't seem that important anymore, and which is a shame though, because like I said, I remember just having a lot of fun as a kid during Halloween and the weeks leading up to Halloween, and everything being Halloween themed, and all the scary movies that would be shown on TV, all of the sitcoms that had Halloween episodes, and so I mean, you know, like I said, now it's like I kind of wish I could return to that, but obviously I know it would be difficult to do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the most like I could hope to do for this Halloween is hang out with a couple of friends and have a couple of drinks, and I mean, I don't know, try to scare each other. I don't know, but you know, it's just overall it gives me like a really obviously nostalgic kind of feeling. Of course, many things give me a nostalgic kind of feeling, especially nowadays. And yeah, I guess it's all part of getting older, wiser, somewhat wiser. So I mean, pretty much, you know, pretty much everything and anything to do with Halloween is why I love Halloween. Actually, why I loved Halloween as a kid. Also, too, I remember, like, Goosebumps was a big thing for me, too, during Halloween, especially, like, 93, 94, like, 93 to 95. I remember I would, like, reread some of the books around Halloween time, and, of course, I mean, I would read it year-round, too, but, and yeah, and I watched the TV show. I think the TV show the Goosebumps TV show didn't start until, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know, 95, 96, or I'm not exactly sure. I have to look that up, but yeah, I mean, all those things. I just remember. Really made Halloween time an awesome time for me as a kid, and you know, if anything, this year with all these holidays, it's the holiday season, and you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, of course the big one, Christmas, or you know, of course I know not everybody celebrates Christmas or Thanksgiving, but all right, I guess usually I'm always just grateful. I mean, especially now, like, I regret, when I was a teenager, I regret the fact that I really didn't care a lot about things like family, and because like I said, I mean, I was pretty much like your typical teenager. Well, I wasn't, but but yeah, it's just, you know, I always liked this season. I like the holiday season for the simple fact that, you know, just I get to spend time with family and close friends, and it's a shame that it can't be like that throughout the rest of the year, but yeah, that's all part of growing up. And but yeah, so that's it. I mean, I don't want to ramble on too much, but you know, essentially, if you want to do this tag, that's all it is. You know, just talk about why you love Halloween, even if it ends up being really, really short. You know, feel free to do whatever you want with it. Yeah, it's just ultimately, I'm just interested in hearing what other people have to say. So I guess I'm going to tag some people, but of course I tag everyone. If you're watching this, listening to this, feel free to do it. So I'm going to tag Alex Black. If you're not familiar with her channel, I will provide a link. She's an awesome fellow booktuber. Todd The Librarian, awesome guy. Also tag Dane from Dane Reads, if his channel is still called that. I'm trying to think who else I can tag. Alright, I'm just going to leave it at those three. I might add some more just in the description, so yeah. And again, feel free to do this if you want to do it. I tag everyone, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.